5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sync. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BrickFeed Podcast.
Another one. I'm your host, Jonathan Dwan.
I'm your host, Vardarin Gun.
I'm your host,
Toast, Prpl, and Dragun.
I'm your coast, Tenebrae Invictus.
Divicticon.
And this is the BrickFeed Podcast, recorded the week of December 28th,
Divicticon.
2017.
Dude, I only had 3 more purple dragons left in my song. Why did you cut me off?
Because I gotta, dude, I gotta
3
be
more.
at a,
I was almost
I gotta
done.
be at a bachelor party,
John.
like in a I'm supposed to be there half an hour from now.
Half an hour be
Gonna
gone.
be a bit more like a,
Yeah, because
like an
we
hour
spent
from now,
20,
basically.
23 minutes to find someone else to be
You could
here.
have called me, like...
yeah,
You could have been
I actually
available
forgot
and
about
awake.
calling you. I didn't know that you weren't awake. You answered the message, like, not too long ago, and I was like, oh, she's up, and so I just sent you something on Discord.
Yeah, like, my sleep schedule's weird. Like, I'll be awake, and then I'll fall asleep, and then I'll be awake, and I'll just, like, send messages whenever. So,
What time did you wake up today?
it's complicated.
What?
Basically, I woke up at, like, 10:30 this morning, and I, like, was just paralyzed. Like, it wasn't sleep paralysis, but I was just so physically and mentally exhausted, but I could not fall asleep. So I just kind of laid there in bed for, like, 2 hours or something before I finally fell asleep again. And then I woke up at, like...
Are you sure it was 2 hours? Did you time yourself? I doubt it was 2 hours. You probably wasn't 2 hours. I think it might be.
How are you
lying
able to gauge the time, huh?
Yeah, how are you able to gauge the time? I'm calling BS
Yeah,
on this
like,
story.
It's not like you
That
actually
happened.
have a device that tells you what the time is right next to you
On the ceiling.
that you can look at and glance.
Doubt it.
Yeah. I mean,
If
I
she
do
was
have a clock.
actually trying to fall asleep, she wouldn't be looking at her devices.
Dude, sometimes I just get really bored, okay?
That's not the same thing as trying to fall asleep. Then you can't fall asleep if you're just sitting
I
there
thought
looking
you
at
were
your
like
devices.
paralyzed.
Yeah.
It
See,
was weird.
we're already picking holes through this story.
See, it was complicated.
You know what holes are good for? They're studs.
Digging.
Connecting Lego blocks.
Connecting Lego blocks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What?
Welcome to the
Which we
Lego
talk about
Podcast,
sometimes.
where we talk about Lego or Lego-related things.
We try to.
Like
we try to at certain points
sticking
in time.
blocks on top of other blocks and building up those
When do we
blocks.
ever
to-
talk about actually building with Lego?
Literally every time we do
when
it.
I
Every
find
segment.
episode.
Really?
Yes. When was the last time you were on this podcast, Purple Dragon?
Well, recently, I
That
think.
is okay, I don't care. Anyway, so moving on to the whatever we're talking about. Just like it.
Well, we got a lot of
joke,
news
My
today.
joke was that I cut her off. It's funny.
I
It's
got
funny
you. That was
because of the
good.
joke face.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a little.
What? That seems lame.
Of course it was lame. That's
Anyhow.
the joke.
There has been no news this week. Like, actually no news. I feel like everybody took a break for Christmas, obviously enough, including everyone in the company, in the Lego company. So like there is basically nothing we can actually talk about. There's rumors of stuff, there's like leaked stuff, but we can't do anything with that. So instead, we're going to do what we probably should be doing at the end of the year, and that's going over the stuff in the year that happened to us and that we
For the
liked.
record, this idea is awful.
Listen, do you have a better idea?
No, my better idea is to not.
Yeah,
do it
that's
at
what I
all.
thought. But that's what I thought.
My idea is to stop while we're ahead.
We can't take
appreciate
2
that.
weeks off.
Cancel the channel. It's in BrickFeed. Closed
Why?
down.
It's
Closed up
time.
shop.
Why record
for the
when
channel
you can just
Let's just
end
give him
it?
a Let's Play channel.
Or alternative idea. How about no?
Come on, Var, doesn't that sound fun?
No, it really doesn't.
Or have some
it
holiday
actually
spirit.
doesn't. It doesn't sound any more fun than what we're doing now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm sure it'll be successful. As you know, Let's Play channels are really booming these days.
Oh man, YouTube, come on, Amazon, you can't save us soon enough.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not
All
like
right,
we haven't
well,
tried Let's Plays before.
It's true.
We have, and boy, those have been some interesting experiments. We have one that's in the works that I don't have your footage for, Var. I gotta get that from you at some point.
Yeah, ask me when I'm actually home.
I know.
Not have your
I know.
computer with you?
I don't have my hard drives with me.
Why not?
Because why would I need them? I'm not recording anything or editing anything. I'm not at home. It's vacation time, Prpl. Do you not know how the holidays work? Is this your first time being
celebrate.
alive?
She doesn't celebrate these holidays. To be fair,
it doesn't matter if she celebrates it or not. She celebrates a holiday.
Using it to work on other projects.
Why would I want to use vacation time to work on stuff? Vacation
But you
and
can
work
work on stuff you didn't have time to work on before.
That's literally why it's called vacation.
Yeah.
What's a vacation? Dude, I can't stand vacations longer than a week. Like, I've been on winter break for 2.5 weeks.
It's a good thing it hasn't been a week yet.
Now. Well, it has for me. It's been like 1.5 weeks of vacation for me, and I'm like going crazy. I need the structure in my life, and there's nothing right now. There's no school. I don't have a job.
Structure in your life, such as going to bed at normal times every single day.
Yeah, my sleep
that
schedule
you apparently can't do.
Crap.
No,
it did go. School ended.
My sleep schedule has been so messed up since school ended. I literally, honestly, have been going to bed at 7 a.m. in the morning and waking up at 3 p.m.
You've been like that for like all year, though.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you're pretty close to it. Pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, like this is definitely later than usual, but you've been going to bed super late all year. Don't pretend like you haven't.
I actually haven't. Not for this semester. I had an 8 a.m. class, so I had to go to bed at like 11.
Like 4.
You're completely full of it. You would go to bed at like 4 a.m. and then you wake up for your stupid class.
CTV exposed.
That was earlier on, earlier this year. Yeah, for spring semester because I had all afternoon classes.
Yeah, well,
I had morning classes in the fall semester, dude.
You're with me here, right? He is definitely not going to bed at 11 a.m.
No way.
You're full of it.
What,
dude? There's been totally some times where I went to bed at 11.
Oh, I'm sure there have been times.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Just as many times as you've been in a call up until like 3 a.m.
Recently, it has been like that ever since. Especially ever since finals, dude. Dude, my schedule was pretty good up until October. And I think like once right around like Thanksgiving is where it all went to crap.
Yeah, once I realized I hate school, I just stopped caring and I stayed up really late and stuff. So, you know.
So when we're complaining about how you need structure and stuff, and how you need school and a structured sleep schedule, all those things that you were just saying were necessary to your life.
Prpl needs something to do every day. That's the thing.
But she doesn't sleep. She doesn't go to school. She doesn't show up for episodes until we call her. I mean,
it's fair.
Structure.
This is your structure, Prpl. This is supposed to be your structure.
This is when was
the last time we did art farts?
What?
When was the last time we did art farts?
I don't know. It's not on the schedule.
It isn't. And you know what happened when I said, oh yeah, art farts isn't on the schedule? You said, it's been very nice. So,
I mean, editing
what is
kind
the
of
structure
a pain.
that you're talking about? It seems like when there isn't structure is when you thrive.
Pain in the butt, dude.
But it's something to do, is it not?
I mean, yeah.
So what do you have to complain about?
A lot of things.
Gosh. Just
so speaking of things to complain about, I just noticed that
winning.
the logo has said TTV podcast this entire time. I don't know why.
Oh, nice, cool.
There you go.
Good start.
No,
wow.
No, thank you. I worked really hard on that. So
I mean, we can double up this week. Why not? There's no Lego news for the BrickFeed podcast.
There's no Lego news. I'm trying to tie this back into Lego, but it's just the holidays. What are you supposed to do? There's nothing.
The TTV podcast, BrickFeed podcast.
The what?
The TTV podcast, BrickFeed podcast.
Feed TV.
Don't make me say it again. The TTV podcast, BrickFeed podcast. Don't make me say it again.
The what?
The TTV podcast, BrickFeed podcast. Don't make me say it
again. All right,
again.
I'm out of this bit. We're gonna do what we set out here to do. We're gonna mention Lego once in this freaking hour. We're gonna talk about it for maybe 5 minutes, and then we can go back to whatever you guys are doing. Don't mean to interrupt your conversation you're having here.
TTV podcast, BrickFeed podcast.
Well, you're in one of your moods, aren't you?
Can someone take this and make a song out of it? I want that to be a song. I think that'd be a great song. Hey, Cassipar, are you here?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Challenge accepted. Well,
anyway,
guys.
Back to the podcast. John, what do we have to talk about?
We have to talk about
Talk.
all the sets we got this year. We got a lot of sets this year. Oh, I got
Yeah, and I've already talked about them at length in other episodes. So if you're curious about my opinions in those, you can check out other episodes.
Please give us views.
That's true. I mean, I did talk about a lot of the sets I bought.
Recap them real quick. What's your favorite set you got this year, Var? Or Invi?
Okay.
Invi can go first. He hasn't. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Probably either Fire Mech or Praetorian Guard, or maybe even Kylo Ren.
I didn't get any of the Star Wars stuff.
I had a good balance. I bought a bunch of Star Wars Constraction. I bought a lot of Ninjago movie. Not really anything in between, like some other stuff, like my Lego calendar, the brick calendar. That was pretty sweet. Turn the blocks around to get a new day.
Here's the thing about that Praetorian Guard. It looks pretty neat, right? It looks like a good figure. I can see how people would enjoy it. But it's like $20, right?
Yeah, it was $20.
I mean, you could get like an actual Praetorian Guard figure for like $15. A really good one. Oh, I just looked it up on Lego's shop. I mean, it's $25.
I think I got it for less because Walmart sells it like a little cheaper.
You could buy two Praetorian, normal figured Praetorian Guards, like SH, what is it, Figure Arts or whatever, for like that price. That's just too much for a Lego Praetorian Guard.
I would definitely wait till it goes on rollback or something, which would be at the end of the wave. Like, I got my Kylo Ren for cheaper.
Envy.
But it was a good set, okay?
The movie just came out.
Dude, and he
looked
my
Praetorian Guard right now.
Well, I mean, that should validate the price even more. I was pretty satisfied with my purchase after how cool they looked.
Lego, we gotta talk.
I don't know, man.
We gotta talk about the pricing for your Constraction figures, in particular your Star Wars ones, because they are out of line. Completely out of line.
Var, you don't think this is a $25 set? The Praetorian Guards?
Not with legs like that. Heck
with legs like these, who needs monies?
I mean, like, look at that like bottom skirt piece is just bad.
My problem definitely with Star Wars Constraction is my problem with Star Wars Constraction is that all of them seem like they should be the smaller sets from BIONICLE G2 price. Like, they should be the $15 sets, but instead they're priced like the bigger ones. Like, I think I got Kopaka Master for the same price as it. That was definitely a better set.
The problem with the skirt is that it looks like it's going over the armor, but that's not how it's supposed to look. The armor's supposed to go over the skirt. So you see like where the cutouts where the legs come out, you're not supposed to see it that pronounced. It's supposed to kind of go underneath the armor.
Yeah, mine is definitely posed like that.
Praetorian Guard.
Yeah, or it's like supposed to overlap. I don't know. It looks really ugly. IMO. Like
the way it's posed in that, it doesn't really do it justice compared to how it actually looks when you have it.
Well,
can you post a picture?
Yeah,
I don't
of like your own post.
I mean, I'm 10 hours away by driving from my set, so no, I can't.
Why let that stop you?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna teleport. Be right back, guys.
But I mean, like I'm
looking at this photo, and that does seem to. I mean, sure, you're supposed to see the legs through it, but it actually.
I'm not saying it's not. It doesn't look like the movie. I'm just saying it looks lazy. It doesn't look good. Like, obviously the movie has a skirt piece that creates similar shapes, but if you look at like this Praetorian Guard Black series, I believe that's Hasbro, and you look at the way they handle the skirt piece, and it looks fine. You know, it actually has the overlap that's supposed to be there in the actual set. Now this one's for the same price. That's $23 on Amazon.
Oh wow!
Oh, I see what you're saying. Is that's just a piece of plastic though?
Right? I believe they actually have one that has a cloth piece too. Let me see if I can find that. I think it's like a Barnes & Noble exclusive.
No, I get what you're saying though. It's like it actually looks like it flows. I mean, to be fair, it's. Does this have any posability at all? Is that the only pose you can put it in, or can you?
Oh yeah, it's got posability.
Yeah, it looks like it. Like the knees have like joints or something.
Yeah, you're right.
With that, although you did mention how that one has like plastic, right? So that is it does reduce the posability. They do have one that has a cloth piece, and to be fair, the cloth piece isn't. I mean, it's not perfect either.
Let me see this.
It looks a little messy, but it does offer more posing. But I mean, that's just one of the figures that like you could get this figure from like anywhere. Like, hold up, Praetorian God.
What?
And like just like other. Basically, every major toy maker is making these things, and for cheaper prices with better. I don't know. It just not only is it movie accurate, but just.
I think Star Wars Constraction just suffers from the same problem in general, and I think it's definitely the limb pieces, like the that you attach, and it has the same issues as the rest.
Yeah, it's like the limb pieces are too thin. They're too small, and it's too unarmored. There's too many parts where you can see like the joints in between where the armor like covers the leg and the thighs and stuff. And it just doesn't look right. And there's got to be a way to do it where it covers the joints better. Like there's better coverage there where it doesn't look like a skeleton is hiding beneath that cloak, you know? Because it's a problem with every single Star Wars Constraction figure for me, where they just all look weird. They look like little robots. Kind of dressed like humans. It's just strange.
That's basically what they are, you know? Just like robots.
Are you talking
masquerading as humans?
No, that is the style of CCBS. Like, you know, let's be clear that they're made. They were made for
really well whenever they're
BIONICLE.
When they're making robot characters, like the K2SO was one of the greatest sets they've done, but then it's like you see them try to replicate that style with like actual, you know, people, and it just doesn't look right. I can't take it seriously at all. I'd much rather buy a figure if I'm going to spend that kind of money. $24. If I'm going to spend that money, I might as well buy a different figure that actually looks like the thing it's supposed to represent.
The Ben 10 Constraction were an omen.
Yeah, especially when it's like half the price. Like the figure, actually, I think the figure arts might be $50. I don't know. There was some discrepancy on Amazon where I saw like some of them are 15 and some of them weren't. So I don't know if those are fakes or not. But regardless, if it is 15, then I mean, like that's half the price. So like I might as well go for that. So I don't know. I don't really understand who the Star Wars figures are supposed to appeal to. I think that system works so much better when they're supposed to be robots. I hate the Star Wars figures.
No, yeah. I feel like there's a big discrepancy there, and from what we were told. Those like the human ones sell a lot less than the robot ones, or I guess the ones with like a face that doesn't look like a human. Whatever they're doing with the faces, they still haven't been able to figure out what it's supposed to be. And
they don't have a style honestly, there yet. They're still trying. It's like
that's the thing. Like I feel like with CCBS, when it comes to like making the human figures, they haven't figured out the style that they're supposed to go for, and it's not stylized enough. It looks like they're trying to emulate action figures, but they haven't nailed it down, you know? Like Brickheads has a distinct style, right? If you look at the Brickheads, you're like, okay, I see what they're going for, and I can, you know, you get that. You like that. The Star Wars, a lot of, I wouldn't necessarily say the Praetorian Guard. I do think the Praetorian Guard is one of the better ones, but
I think it's one of the better ones too, but I think the fact that it is one of the better ones is kind of the underlying problem. You know?
That's fair.
But yeah, so like the one thing I will give the Star Wars figures that I think does edge them out over other figures is that they're very large for what you're getting.
Oh yeah.
So like
tall sets.
Prentice mentioned how they're meant for kids, right? And obviously, like I'm trying to think of it like if I was a kid, what would I enjoy playing with more? And for me, like I would want something that looked like, you know, from the movie. I mean, the things that I care about as a kid and the things I care about as an adult, and I'm looking at toys, hasn't really changed too much, to be honest. But
yeah, well, I feel like the building aspect is something that I overlook a bit more now because, you know, I'm used to building these figures a lot. And so unless it's like a crazy build, it it doesn't really appeal to me as much. So this is the new Ray.
Well, I mean, that's like if it's appealing towards construction people,
I have the
right?
Ray
Like
set.
people who are buying these figures for really cool elements and they're going to take them apart and use them for MoCs. That's fine and all, but if that's the case, why did we cancel BIONICLE to make these instead?
Because they're hoping the Star Wars license is going to sell more. I guess.
So like this isn't for construction fans. Then the premise behind these sets isn't construction fans. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't have canceled their other line for this. So they're trying to get people to buy it because it's Star Wars. But like, if I want a Star Wars figure, I'm going to get a Star Wars figure, not this crappy abomination.
Look at this. If I'm looking at this Ray, that 100%. This is not a set that I'm like totally into. The face, I think the face completely takes it away from me. There is, it looks too much. It looks too plasticky and it looks too robotic, I guess, to emulate a proper action figure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it's awful. Because I got this one on discount after Black Friday for about, I think it sells at $25. I managed to get it for like $13, or maybe $14. Anyways, it was a nice steal from the Lego store.
Yeah.
It was like, it was kind of pushing it for the price. I kind of just got it because it was discounted. There's no way in heck I would have ever bought that for $25.
That's the underlying problem for me. I think it's just the price. Like, I can see how these have a place in the market versus other figures if they're cheaper, but they're not. They're more expensive than the better figures.
This Ray is like $5 or something.
How much do we know how many parts does Ray have? Can we see the price per part ratio for that?
I'll look it up real quick.
They're all between 60 to 90.
I'll look up one of the BIONICLE sets, right? And we'll see what BIONICLE.
Yeah. But I don't know, because even with the Ray, if the Ray was cheaper, then I could justify getting that. Because if I'm a fan of Ray from the movie and I just want a figure of Ray, then sure, the cheapest option. I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It's not awful. I would get that Ray figure, especially if it's $10 or $15, maybe even $15, maybe. But then you look at the competition and none of the other figures are remarkably better, but they actually resemble a human being. So I'm immediately gravitated towards that. And I can get behind the concept of this is a buildable figure. You can use the pieces for other things, but the pieces here aren't even that great. It's just more of the same stuff we've had before and some new recolors and then some printed pieces that I'll probably never use for anything else.
Those arm pieces on Ray just, they're so bad.
God. They're so bad.
That's what the suited ones for sure make more sense than the humanoid ones, and I feel like those shoulder pieces.
Yeah, the Ray figure, the newest one from The Last Jedi, has 85 pieces, and it's $24.99. That's
what?
Yeah, 25, and so that's the price per piece is 29.4 cents. So
all right, as in comparison, Taku Master Fire, which had 89 pieces. How many pieces do Ray have again?
85.
89 pieces was for $20. So that's about 16.8 pieces per.
That's pretty good. You're paying an extra $5 for 2 more pieces.
No, it's an extra $5 for the license and the 2 pieces. Basically, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. That's it. That's just I just don't understand what the market is for this. I don't know why we would abandon doing original construction themes for something like this. I can't see the appeal to it. As someone who wants to actually have Star Wars figures, these just do not appeal to me. Yeah, no.
Do you think it'd be any better if they did system with mixel joints and stuff like that?
That's what I was thinking.
Probably
for a while. Maybe not. I don't know if with mixel joints for everything, but definitely, I can see the arms or something using mixel joints. But definitely, if they tried to make a hybrid it a bit more, possibly between because you can get the thing is it is possible to have an action figure shape to maybe with just construction, but also for construction and system. It's very possible to get that. I feel if you could make for me, again, the biggest thing for me is those heads. I mean, like, it might be just a personal thing, but like the heads are what stops me from being excited at all about these construction figures. And I feel like I honestly do think that going stylized is the way to go for any human construction figures in the future, because there's just no way that they're able to make these figures look good from like, you know, from the head standpoint. I guess I can't
do a realistic looking head on the bodies that you're given with these sets. It would look
exactly
awful.
The suited ones are so much better just in general. Like,
I would say the most successful one of these figures that was able to pull off the head, I think perfectly, was the Obi-Wan Kenobi set. That's the only one I think where the head actually works.
Let me. Can you?
I got a picture.
Which one you're talking about? Cool.
It's loading though, but I think it's because it's based off. It's not based off a physical likeness. It's based off, you know, the Clone Wars look that he had. So I think that the exaggerated proportions, I think they had something that, like, they had a model. You know, they had something to look at and be like, oh, we could just make that. You know, we don't have to try and do some weird thing. But I don't know. I think this is easily the best one in terms of how they handled the face.
To that head. Yeah. No, totally. I actually. It's funny because the Clone Wars style, it's based off the cartoon, and the cartoon was very angular and very blocky,
right?
And
so
it had
works.
Like these shapes to it. So this works because it looks like it actually fits in with these with the proportions that you have. Because Constraction is very angular and it's very blocky. It's not very round. You know,
then you look at other figures like Finn, and it's just like, ew, the face is just so gross and doesn't look anything like John Boyega.
Oh yeah! Yikes! Yep.
I don't know,
because it's too soft. No, totally. I totally get it. It's not cartoony enough, or it's not distinct or stylized. And I would say they could even push it. I would say they could even go as abstract as like
anime,
like closer to Brickheads. Not that abstract. But like, you know, well, how Brickheads, they just have the beady eyes and like the thing, and it's, you know, obviously meant to represent a human, but like, you know, it's a cartoon of a human.
Maybe, yeah.
I think they could push that and see where that comes from.
I think that's definitely a little too far, obviously. But
it would be one of those things that you like. There was like it's just in my head. You would need to see a concept before it actually got anywhere.
I think Chirrut Invi is actually the second best in terms of face sculpt. I think his face sculpt came out really good. The problem with his figure, though, is what I was just talking about a second ago, where it's like he has a great head sculpt that actually almost looks realistic, but then he's given this really gross, blocky, robotic body, and it looks awful together.
So bad.
You know, it just doesn't work together. So it looks like they kind of like it looks like one of what's that kid's name? I think it's Sid, right? It's Sid's creation from Toy Story 1.
From Toy Story? Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of.
Like the baby doll head on top of that weird, like, spider body.
The spider.
Yeah.
Spider baby.
Okay, so let me think. What are other solutions we can have here? Let's say system is out. Like, I do think that the system hybrid of Constraction is one of the places to go. But like, just say they don't do that. Is it just better armor pieces?
I guess.
I think, yeah.
I'm looking at Trim. Like, if you look, there's like he has on his shoulder, he has a piece, and it's very clear. There's a gap in between the edge of that piece and
they just
bone,
need to,
you know, and it's like,
they need to drop the plates. The plates just don't work with these characters. I don't think. I mean, I don't want them to drop the plates. I'd rather them keep them. But like, if they're going to keep doing like humanoid characters, the weird geometrical, sharp-angled, blocky pieces, I just don't think work very well for this style of toy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, especially if it's a human, it kind of looks really off.
Also, can we please, for the love of God, get some new freaking feet pieces? We've had these same stupid Hero Factory 2.0 pieces for years now, and they were terrible then. They're still terrible now.
Oh, I do not like them all, especially with the divot near the base of the foot, like where it attaches to the leg, like the fact that it goes down like that. Yeah. I don't even understand why that's even appealing.
It's like the exact opposite of what feet actually do.
Exactly.
They don't even stand, like, they don't lay on a surface flat either. Like, if you go back and watch, like, my product showcase videos, trying to, like, watch me, like, do those, like, 360 turns and have those figures not, you know, like, shake or wobble. Yeah, it's impossible, because the feet just aren't good. I
I totally get it. I think like if you are going to have these things, you should create like either. I mean, yeah, honestly, just ditch the shells and make better skeleton, or make not better, but like make different skeleton pieces that look a bit more humanoid. That because essentially with the way that these action figures, they're going for human characters done in this style, they need to. It doesn't. The styles clash too much. It doesn't work.
Yeah, and it works really well.
It works
for armor.
It works really well for the things that don't clash. So the stormtroopers and the robots and those things, they work extraordinarily well because they're supposed to be angular, and that fits in what it doesn't break what your suspension is, or suspension of disbelief as to what these sets are supposed to be. But they just don't look good with humanoids. Also, can we please, Lego? I understand that for a while you didn't have a reason to because there weren't Asian characters in movies, and that's not your fault, Lego. I get that, but can we stop whitewashing Asian characters now, please?
Oh boy!
Can we please just because so Trimwood, he has the same skin, he has the same skin tone as the Rose. I was looking at the different things. Rose also is the same skin tone, I believe. Let me grab a thing that she's in, a set that she's in, so I can throw it up on screen.
Okay.
But
yeah, I'm trying to find examples of other, because I know there are other companies have done buildable figures before, and I'm trying to see if there's anything we can compare to. I nothing really jumps out at me as something that was better than what Lego is doing per se, but I'm just wondering if Mega Constructs or something did something better at some point. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, what I would. The thing is, you are totally right that other companies don't do the buildable figures as well as Lego does. I do think that there is something that Lego can take from maybe not other companies, but maybe other mockists. We see on Extra Mock X will show us mechs or different things all the time. They definitely, they're humanoid figures that definitely do have a shape to them.
Yeah.
I feel like we could actually use that. I love how this is supposed to be hey, let's talk about all the great sets we got, and it turns into this thing.
This is way
everything
better.
Wrong.
That idea is way terrible.
Dude, listen, I'm not gonna defend it as being not terrible. I'm just saying when it's go time, we're recording, and nobody has anything to talk about, you gotta pull something out of your butt. That was what I chose.
Really, from there. There's no other choices where you can pull something from?
There's no other choices. You can't pull anything out of anywhere else, Invi.
All right,
well. Prentice 1215 asks, is the Asian skin tone really that different? Legit asking. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen me next to any of the fine white folks here in the TV channel, but you can kind of tell.
Well, I mean, all the fine white folks that are in this call right now.
It depends, because I think for Chirrut, he actually had that actor had some pretty light skin tones there, so I could actually see them sticking with the normal flesh tone for him.
No, I mean, I see. The thing is that I get it. The thing is that Lego isn't sure how many Asian people are going to be in these movies. So for right now, we're hey, do we need another color right now? We'll wait. I could get it. I'm not bashing him in terms of anything. I'm saying that right now, the Chinese market is becoming really, a thing that a lot of films are focusing on. A lot of people want to get into the Chinese market because there's a lot of people in China and a lot of them want to watch their movies. So one of the ways that they get in is by including Asian actors and actresses, or having, a co-director or a financier, or showing China in a good light, or that kind of thing.
That's why Baze and Chirrut were in the movie to begin with.
Yeah, and that's why I also believe Rose firmly is part. I mean, not the only reason she's in there, but part of the reason is that they want to appeal to this new market. So all I'm saying to Lego is not that hey, I'm bashing or anything. I'm saying that you can expect there to be more Asian people in films now. So if we could get the ball rolling on having that skin color, because there are going to be more characters like that, that would be nice. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Someone says just give him the yellow minifigure piece, and that's racist. So, yeah. Sure.
No.
Well, anyway, I don't know. I think I think the buildable figures need to be revitalized a lot. I think they need to go back to ground zero, honestly, with some of these elements, and just completely rehaul the system by adding a ton of new armor pieces that actually resemble human limbs and aren't just these kind of weird in-between pieces. Because right now they've also got a lot of pieces that they're trying to make work with their past pieces too, like the plates. Like that new, because they have like the new shin piece with like the knee. It's not new anymore, but it was new for the Star Wars figures. That shin piece with the knee guard, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. But it's in between, and the design of it looks kind of strange to me. It's a little too smooth. It's a little too like, we're trying not to be a plate, but we're also kind of a plate, so we don't look like we're too alien to the plate figures.
Well, I think they need to have a piece like that for the arms. Like, I don't see why Rey has thin legs with those shin guards, but then she gets like the blockiest shoulder pieces, like the generic shoulder pieces. Like it doesn't. They should have tried to. They need a thinner piece for.
They need
the arms.
thinner pieces with more coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's. I think they just need to, because right now they're slowly integrating in more and more pieces that kind of match that, but with the cost of us having to deal with waves and waves of sets where it doesn't have all these pieces, and I don't know. I just think it would be better if they just kind of went ahead and just added a ton of new elements. I know that's expensive, and I know they're probably not ever going to do that, but I think that's...
Yeah.
I mean, I won't like these
stick with
figures until it happens.
Like, I'm still a supporter of
my thing is
Mexel
like,
joints, but yeah.
I mean, like, my thing is also that, again, Var, you're right. These sets are charged for premium prices, right? And they're essentially reusing a lot of the parts that we've gotten beforehand. Sometimes with new colors, sometimes not. You know, sometimes with stuff printed over the pieces, so it's like not even like, you know,
Really, that's what my argument is that it's just too expensive.
Right.
That's really what it is.
Right.
The price just doesn't match the product you're getting.
I would be... If it's $25, but we get a ton of new parts with it, right? If the only way to get these human type parts is buy these humanoid figures that come with Constraction, that immediately ups the value for it. That makes it more worth it to me. Now, because now when I hear there's a new Rey figure coming out, or you know, a Poe or Finn figure or anything related to these Constraction sets that are humanoid, I'm no longer like, I really don't want to buy it. Now I'm actually kind of interested in it because it has these new parts you can't get in the robot sets. Which I feel like the thing that you need to, if they're going to have this huge disparity between the main action figures, the one that they want to sell that has the actor's name on it, and the one people buy, essentially, which are the robots and the armored pieces and the characters that don't have those, they need to make one more valuable, and that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. And I feel the pain with the head sculpts. Like for certain, like Daisy Ridley has a really weird face, a very particular face. It's hard to capture. Like if you look at any other like figure of of Rey, you'll look at her face sculpt and like, yeah, that doesn't quite look right for everyone. So I get that it's hard, but just. I just don't know. It's just not competitive. I don't want to buy these figures compared to other ones. So I don't know. But that's my opinion on them.
I get it. Sorry, someone, I think Krasix asked, which color do you think would work best for an Asian skin tone? I don't think it exists yet. That's why I'm asking Lego to make it. The flesh color didn't exist before they made it. You know, it's like they added that color in. That wasn't a color they previously had, I don't think. Like they kind of like, especially for minifigures, they added that and became part of their thing. So that's why I'm asking for a new deal. A new color. It's like if someone's like, well, you know, we'll just make Finn with that head. Or not the one Adam posted. This one. Not that one. Well, like this is like there is.
I don't know.
It's like
dude,
someone's like,
I think
there
that's
is
a striking
already
likeness to you.
Oh dear God, that is terrifying.
This is. There was a video that did this, and it is horrific. I don't know. This is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
Legit.
Like, look at this.
I don't think I like Lego anymore.
That's gonna haunt your nightmares.
The hands are the worst part. Yeah, I'm glad I just posted them. The hands
single fingernail.
The hands are disgusting. But anyway, so I think I've rambled enough about the buildable figures. We got anything else to talk about?
What were your favorite sets this year?
What were your favorite sets, Var?
I don't even know.
I mean, for
honestly.
me, it's easy. For me, it's an easy choice. Ninjago City, like far and above the best set that.
Yeah, I think that's easily the best set that I've had the pleasure of having in my room for a temporary amount of time.
I think UCS Millennium Falcon's the best.
That's my thing. Because like there are easy ones I could choose, but I don't own them, so it's hard to say like, oh yeah, the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, personal favorite.
I don't have that one. So.
Yeah, of the ones I have, it's probably just the Prpl Elves Dragon because it's actually a pretty solid build.
God.
I know it's for
the
Elves Dragon. What the heck?
Can you post a link, Prpl?
That looks so.
That is not good.
That's hilarious.
I mean, there's several dragons. Which one are you talking about?
That kind of looks like the Chirodin figure.
Dragon.
Yeah, well, like, what is the name of it? I need to find.
She didn't look up the name. She just bought it.
It's the dragon that belongs to the evil guy, the goblin.
No,
king.
that's not the purple one. That's green.
Oh, no, it's this one, right?
No,
this one,
that
right?
one.
Oh wait, yeah, that one was green and stuff.
Yeah, that one's also really good. I do very much like that one, but yeah.
Surprise that Prpl likes the purple dragon. I would have never in 1,000
Honestly,
years
that blew my mind.
That would be her favorite fig.
I had no idea Prpl.
Yeah, of the sets that I got, that one's like really good. Because like I don't have.
What's your favorite color? I really need to pick out like a present for your birthday next year.
It's turquoise, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Didn't you have a poll on Instagram and like purple was wrong?
Yeah. I like had a poll asking, "Oh, what do you think my favorite color is?" And people like didn't say purple, and I was like, "What?" But, yeah. Anyway,
well, maybe people thought it was a joke. Like maybe it could have been a thing where like you chose a name when you were like 12, and then over time you've outgrown purple as your favorite color. But
dude, I am so glad I haven't outgrown it. 90% of my belongings are purple.
I know, your car is purple.
I would get so sick of that freaking color if that was me.
Yeah. I know, right? If I made that color my identity, that'd be such a mistake.
Yeah. I can't identify
not that
as
you're a mistake,
one
Purple.
thing.
I'm just implying it.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway. I guess my favorite set, Ninjago City for sure. I think, basically every Ninjago set this year was great.
All the Ninjago sets were really good. Even like the one I think on the budget was really good was Ninjago City Chase.
Yeah.
That
one's okay.
Like that set for the price you had, you got quite a few minifigures that had really good prints on them.
Yeah, it does have a lot of minifigures. It's an art.
Yeah, it has like 4 minifigures, and it's not the best set that came out this year, but for its price, you got a lot for that value.
That's
if you
true.
like minifigures, you like
that
your
scooter.
No,
I like the vibes that came from the market stand and the lights. I really do like the design on that. I just felt like it. I mean, obviously it's $20. There's not that much, and I think that's probably just where it lacks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, again, it's lacking a lot in actual stuff, but the personality carries through to that design, even though it's a very
Agreed.
small set. So I like that. Let me see. Fire Mech was good. Destiny's Bounty, man.
Oh, Destiny's Bounty. That's
man,
it.
yeah.
That's my favorite set. That's my favorite set this year. That was a really good set. Loved Destiny's Bounty. Oh my gosh! If anyone likes boats, Destiny's Bounty, yo.
So the Destiny's Bounty is amazing too because it has like several layers to it. There's like a top, middle, and bottom layer.
It's actually funny because I really wanted the Pirates of the Caribbean set that came out this year. I know what you're talking about. Called.
Yeah,
Silent Mary, I think. I really wanted that one, and obviously I didn't have the funds to get it, but I'm really happy I was able to get the Destiny's Bounty because that completely made up for it.
No, I honestly do think the Destiny's Bounty is the best looking ship they've made, kind of period. Yeah. The Silent Mary is cool. I'm gonna post a picture of it here. The Silent Mary is cool, and nope, that's that is the one. That's the right one. I thought it was a Mega Bloks one for a second, and I was wrong.
There is no Mega Bloks one. That does kind of look like Mega Bloks with the color palette, but it's fine. Yeah. I don't know. I really like the set. Obviously, it's intentionally made to look like it's decrepit and tearing apart and stuff. So you either like it or you don't like it. I personally like it a lot. I think it looks really good in like display. Like if you look at like Jang Bricks has a great video of his like display in his room, and he has a great place for the Silent Mary in this like underwater kind of area, and it looks beautiful there. So I think it does its job really well, looking like a shipwreckage there. And you can adjust the top little like mast so that it's not lying down like it is on that picture. So it actually kind of looks like a boat. So I think it looks better that way. But I don't know. I really like that set. I wasn't able to get it, but I think Destiny's Bounty definitely made up for it. There are 2 very good boat sets this year, and I'm a big fan of these boat sets now. I think I'm probably going to start buying more if they do more. So I really like the it didn't come out this year, but the one from the Lego movie. What's his face?
The pirate, Brickbeard, I think.
Something beard.
Metalbeard.
Metalbeard. Yeah, his ship is also really cool.
Oh yeah, I have like the jumbo Metalbeard ship in my room. It's really cool.
Kind of jealous,
dude. It's neat. Except I'm pretty sure there's like a ton of spiders in it because like there's a ton of spider webs coming from it. So
probably the case.
Nice job maintaining it. Really.
I mean, you just stick it on a shelf and leave it.
Ghost
it's not
ship.
like you really do.
It's like the Flying Dutchman now. Flying Dutchman set.
Yeah. The one thing about the Metalbeard, the sea cow is like it's really cool, but it's also very stylized, very cartoony. So it's exaggerated a lot. So it's kind of like, I think that the Destiny's Bounty definitely looks more like an actual ship, and I really like it. And the scale of it too is awesome. I think I've gone on the record of saying how I dislike sets that don't feel like they're in scale before. Like for instance, the Helicarrier, I would not want that set just because it's too small compared to how it should be. Even though it's obviously a massive set, but I like sets where it's like the minifigures feel like they could actually be on this thing and live on this thing, and it's in scale with them. So I like the modular buildings and everything, but I really like the scale of the Destiny's Bounty a lot. So that was definitely my favorite set. Anyone else?
That's good.
I'm trying to find the thing. Honestly, I have always wanted a modular building ever since I was a kid, and I was never able to actually get it from from different things that we were doing with it's just really expensive, and you don't get the chance to get a modular building when you're like, I got to make rent, I got to when you're looking at a $400 Lego set,
Millennium Falcon though.
Dude, a Millennium Falcon
like 2 months rent for some people.
That's
2 months of rent for me.
It's literally 2 months of rent for me, and it would be like it would be a thing where if I'm looking at the Falcon, I'm like $700 buys me a nice camera or a really good Lego set, and it's like
you could make a good good dent in a nice used car for that price right there. You could probably find a used car that'll actually get you around places for that price.
Well, I mean,
sure.
Millennium Falcon is 80% of the cost of my car, which was $1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So you could probably find a crappy car out there that for the same price. So that that is just.
I take offense.
Well, I mean, your car was more than the set though. So technically, it's not the crappy one.
True. Yes, a crappy car at $800. Very true.
Yeah, it's a crappy car at $800. That extra $200 is a whole lot, dude. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's just that's a ridiculous price. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, but anyhow, back to modular buildings. I did get the assembly square, which was really, it was a really good build. I was actually surprised as to how detailed it ended up being. Because there are legitimately 3 floors and there's 3 different buildings. So there's a ton of stuff that you can get on all 3 of these floors. So definitely the assembly square is one of those sets that really stood out to me as one of my favorites this year. I have it with me right now. I'm looking straight at it, and man, it's just those modular buildings are possibly they're the best. They're the epitome of Lego as an adult. Like when I think of an AFLL, sets that are geared for AFLLs, the assembly buildings, the modular sets are totally it. They have all the detail you want. They're complex builds. They're scale of the minifigures. But they also have
great to
a
display
lot of,
too.
Yeah.
They have a lot of personality going into them, and it's it's cool. People. It's funny because a while back when I was talking about the Cinderella castle, I mentioned how it could be a centerpiece. And people would talk about it, and no joke, it actually has become a topic of conversation. People come over and be like, "Whoa, is this made out of Lego?" And I'll take it apart and I'll show them all the detail inside, and people are like, "Man, there's it's pretty cool." So it's one of those things that you just get really invested into, and I like everything that has to offer. But again, as much as I love the assembly square, would have been my number 1 set I got this year. but the Ninjago City just oozes personality in every single crevice of it. There's detail and there's a style and it's just so gorgeous that I can't like. That's not to take away from the assembly square. It's just to show like how great this set really is. The Ninjago City is possibly my favorite Lego set ever made. I say that without exaggeration. Hopefully, it's just everything about it is perfect. So, yeah,
nice.
That's it. That's my
Prpl. What's your favorite? Wait, we already heard.
You already did Prpl. Invi.
Yeah. We started on the whole Star Wars rant because I said one of my favorites was the Praetorian Guard.
Yeah. So we've actually.
But I did like having the fire mech. That's for sure.
I was actually gonna say because someone posted the Quake mech in the chat. I haven't gotten the Quake mech yet, but honestly, it could be contender for.
I have it sitting right in front of me. It's right here.
Yeah,
I'm looking right at it, dude.
Did you build it?
No. It's a contender for my favorite. I really like the fire mech. The fire mech probably would be my favorite if it wasn't for the Nieves thing. I think the posability is the one thing that kind of ruins it. The Quake mech has a big excuse though because it's a giant wheel, so I can actually kind of forgive that a little bit more. So we'll see. That one definitely looks really cool though, and it's definitely a contender. So I'll have to wait and see when I get it.
We'll definitely like. I am interested to see how this like holds up. Literally, how it holds up because I don't know if like having the wheel will be like there.
That reminded me, by the way, all the people who keep, telling me that I forgot the Quake mech and Ninjago or in the Ninja Flow song. I didn't forget the Quake mech. That song was about this current wave, not the next wave. Thank you very much. But with that said, Ninja Flow hit 100,000 views.
Holy crap, dude!
Nice.
100,000 views?
Yeah, dude.
Man,
it's actually still going up. It's at 108,000 views, and it's almost at 109.
I did not know that.
We should just turn into like one of those music channels, like where we make
let's do
songs based on like video games.
TTV wants to battle.
I think we got a decent amount of people that bought the song on iTunes too, which is pretty cool. It basically amounts to like
really cool.
$1, but it's still really cool though. The thought, I think, is the best thing about it, more so than the actual money that it brought in. I like the fact that people liked it so much that they bought it. That's just really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. And it's actually like that's a really big, I mean, for Ninjago, we've been talking a lot about like, I remember when basically that video had a lot of legs. I remember when it came out and we thought it was pretty decent, but it was doing okay. It was at 10,000 for a good while. It was on the way to 10,000, and we were watching it, and we're like, yeah, this is pretty good. And I've just forgotten about it since then. I didn't know it was still making a ton of views.
Yeah, it's still going up there. I think it's like one of our top videos. So
ever.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, it actually is in the list of one of our top videos ever. I think if you look at our most popular videos, it's like, I don't think it's in the top 10, but it's there. So
that's really
really cool.
Yeah, we should we'll look forward to that. We'll do some more of that next year.
Yep.
Something along those lines. All right, so here's what I want to do for the extra mock, because we don't have that segment on here, and we're going to be wrapping up soon. But because of the conversation we had earlier, do you guys have any example of a really good mock with shaping and construction? Or I guess kind of like out of Lego as a whole, but like
I've probably seen
like humanoid figures.
Yes. Not off the top of my head, I'd have to find it, but there was one thing that I could talk about for a teeny bit.
Yeah, no, we'll stall so you can find it. But I think that would be actually a good way to wrap up this discussion is actually looking at some of these figures that did something right, and then we can kind of.
It's actually kind of a revisit of a mock we had talked about before.
Cool. I actually had some. I'm gonna look at some stuff too.
So I believe I've gone on the record by saying that BricksOfAwesome is one of my favorite mockists out there right now, and he is continuously blowing me away with every creation that he makes. We talked about this one before, which was the Harbinger and the really cool design it had. And that also had. So he made another mock that is similar. He described it in the
Harbinger on the screen for people.
He described it as for every darkness there is a light. So with the Harbinger, he now has the Herald, which is amazing.
Yeah,
man. Oh man.
that head, I know it's not new, right? Like, it's the same head design that he used for the Harbinger, but it still gets me every time. Just
it lights up.
It does. And look at the display this thing is on. Okay, here's a thing that I think wins me over with every mock ever, is when someone gives it like an actual display or like a diorama to put it on, when it's not just the mock, because it kind of expands it. It turns it into more of an art piece. When you do that, it really helps. It does turn into sell a sculpture,
kind of. Yeah.
You
did that with your Makuta mock. You made the
throne and throne and the little Try to do that, but yeah, this is the mock is great, but like I love the freaking diorama that he has it on too. Like the way he used those like single bricks there and how they're kind of turned on the side like that, it creates this really nice flat surface, and beneath that the shaping of like the rocks and stuff going on down there just looks amazing.
How did he photograph this? Because it's clearly floating on something, but did he Photoshop the standout or what?
It's not floating. I think he if you look at like the second picture, you can see like there's like
a white stand
under there. He's got a stand for it. I think he cut that out in the first picture.
Yeah, so that is photoshopped.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, totally. Cool.
But yeah,
but it still doesn't take away from like the whole.
You can even see like the light assembly too. The lights are actually I don't even know how he did that. The lights are in the diorama there, and they come out and go into the mock itself. If you notice, the platform is actually glowing too. It's not just the face that's glowing. So that is, oh my gosh, it's just so cool.
Holy cow!
It's just so, it looks like it took so much time and effort, and I love it.
So going back into even though he does use the normal Constraction armor plates, there is something that like makes it look a lot smoother with this mock. If you're looking at the arms, especially in that second picture where he's kind of like, he has that pose to the side, that shape carries all the way through. I don't know. And there is a thing with mock sometimes where like it looks really good, but like, the posability, I'm assuming for this mock I don't think he can like raise his shoulders all too much. Judging by the way Leela's
it doesn't
mask
like
is
it.
Placed on there. So there are things that look cool that he probably wouldn't be able to do.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it's not really a figure that you play with since it's kind of latched onto this platform. But even still, I don't know, man. This guy, everything he does, I love. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's really inspirational. It makes me want to go out and start building stuff like this. And then I realize how long it takes and how much effort and time. And then I'm just like, yeah, never mind. But yeah, I'm looking at a mock by one of the people that I've admired for a very long time, named Retinance. This is a much older mock by him, but it's been one of my favorites for a very long time.
Dude, I was such a fan of Retinance when I was younger.
Yeah, Retinance is a classic.
Yeah,
he's done good stuff for a very long
one of his mocks once, just like for fun. I think it was like his Mewtwo one or something. But yeah,
this mock he has on Flickr. His name now Mike Nieves. I think he still has Retinance somewhere on his Flickr profile. When I searched Retinance, it came up. But right now, I guess he switched to Mike Nieves as like a professional thing. This mock's name is Malrik. And I saw this I don't know how many years ago. So this is not a new mock by any stretch of the imagination, but I've always like admired the head and just the shaping of the head, even though it's so simplistic. I like how it looks and how simplistic it is, how it suggests an eye shape. I love the posability with it, that kind of thing. He actually did some Halo Spartans that a while ago that I thought were kind of cool.
Yeah.
I love his Pokemon and his dragons, like, oh my god.
He has some really awesome dragons as well, but we're not talking about dragons right now. But anyhow,
these are classic mocks. I remember looking at these and I was like way younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they're better mock techniques now, and I'm sure if X was on here, he would tell us about how, X has changed, and you can do more stuff with this thing, and like some things are blocky and whatnot. These are classic, these are a product of their time, but they're still very good. And I still, like, especially with the Spartan one, how that carries that form, again. Even using a lot of newer Constraction pieces. It has the plating armor, has all of that, but how it carries that humanoid form, and how it just looks is way better than what we're getting now with the Star Wars stuff.
Here's a more recent thing from Retinance that I think looks really, really cool. It's very simple, but I say it's simple, but I think the style of it's simple. Where it's using those like more geometric blocks to really carry the shaping there, but like the shaping here is really good. Like the way, especially in the dress, I think that little skirt area right there where the leg is coming up, I like how it actually looks like it's cloth that's malleable because of the leg,
right?
Yeah, that convey really, cool. Really well. So
it's clever how he used. That's not like that. I think it's for candles. That stand.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Definitely not for Lego or anything. And he kind of like utilized it though.
But yeah, that's a really cool display piece though. Like you could, I imagine like giving that to my mom or something for Christmas and her loving that. So.
No, totally. That would be really cool. Something really awesome to have. I'm looking at Bricks of Awesome, seeing if you guys any other cool things that we should like highlight real quick before we wrap up.
Well, Bricks of Awesome always has cool things. I think we've talked about a lot of the stuff though. That's my only thing. I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
Spend too much time. I think, because some of the things that are really cool here, I believe we've already talked about.
Well, find one more again that kind of carries that humanoid thing that they're talking about, and then we'll wrap up from there.
I don't really know too many. Well, I mean, there was a cool thing I posted on the front of the boards real quick. I'll pull that up. That's kind of got a thing going on for it that I really liked. It is by Likus, who's another amazing mockist who posts some amazing stuff on our boards all the time. And this one in particular was his, still pulling it up, Captain Falcon mock that I thought was really neat. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw this.
This one's pretty cool. I think that Likus has a really, really unique style of building. I think that like you can immediately tell it's like a mock that he made. Whenever I see it, at least. Mm-hmm. So I think that's really cool. The way he does the shaping and everything here. It's different than a lot of other people would do it. For me, the only thing that like I know he's gotten this comment a lot in the topic, so I kind of feel bad for even bringing it up. But the only thing that doesn't quite work for me is the face. So just I get what he was going for, but it's just a bit too puffy for me. But
yeah, no, I get it.
But I think that this mock is really cool, though.
Like it looks like Bowser to me. Like if this is supposed to be Bowser, I'd be like, yeah, 100%, that's totally Bowser. But the face is kind of puffy, even though I understood what he's going for.
Yeah, I think it's a really clever use of those parts. It's just the I don't know. I definitely appreciate the way it's used and how he incorporated that. Aesthetically, I'm not his face.
He works well with the hand he's been dealt.
Yeah, for sure. But
this is look like that. It's because it's Captain Falcon does not have round features. I feel like there's a post later on by Sam the Cat that like compares the picture in the face to like Captain Falcon, and he's got like a bit more of a angular kind of.
Yeah, he's got very angular features. But like,
But
what you're describing though is actually a good point, because he also did another mock that uses a very similar face feature there that he did for Christmas, which is a Santa Claus mock. And he has a very similar face build for that actually works much better. Wadden already beat me to it, but there it is. And you can see like that face works really well because Santa, he does have a round face.
Yeah, he's a jolly. Yeah, no, totally. It looks more like cheeks too in this one.
Yeah,
jolly good fellow. That's actually a nice little Santa Claus.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cute.
That's a cute little model. I like that a lot. But all right. That's about all we have time for today on the BrickFeed Podcast. Thank you for joining into our year retrospective / everything we hate about Star Wars Constraction for the year. This is the last BrickFeed Podcast of 2017. It's been a fun year with you guys.
See you next year.
Yeah, we hope to see you guys next year and see more stuff from this podcast and the channel as well. If you want to keep up with what we're doing, you should subscribe to our channel at youtube.com/TTV channel. And also hit that little, notification button so you can be notified every time a new 100,000 view video comes out, like Ninja Flow. If you want to keep up with us more, you can donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/TTV channel, and also go to our message boards where a lot of these cool mocks came from. We do check out, even though like a lot of times, some people say that we don't comment enough or do anything on the boards, but we actually look at
all the mocks.
Ton of topics.
Yeah,
we look at, like, especially all the mocks. I look at all of them. I just we
kind of forget to talk about it on like public air, and we always kind of we don't really comment. I don't comment on things anymore because I don't know.
It's just kind of like
I'm not someone that really
I don't really have like insightful comments that just like, oh, that's really cool.
That's my thing where I'd be like, I feel like I would look stupid because none of my mock comment. I don't have anything to be like, oh, I really like the shaping and how you use, part 7173
Unfortunately, that's what it ends up being with me. Like when I want to comment, it's like it's just the same comment over. It's like, oh, I really like this. I don't really have anything. I don't have anything to tell someone.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I really thought that was really cool. A lot of I do like a lot. I'll hit.
I share mocks all the time though. Like we always share mocks in our Discord topics. So
yeah, we talk about almost every mock that like hits our front page. We talk about.
Yeah,
but
we stalk.
We will try to put some more stuff here on the. That's why we did the extra mock, is to kind of highlight more mocks people are doing in the community, on Flickr, on like different pages in this, also on our board. So we'll continue to do that, hopefully a bit more this upcoming year. But thanks you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next year.
Kazapar actually brought up the point.
This is going to air next year.
Yeah, this is actually our first BrickFeed of the year. So 2018.
That is true. That is true. How's it looking, guys? How's the future looking?
I don't know, because
post in the comments.
Do you think 2018 will be worse or better than 2017?
Well, I thought
it just keeps getting worse, dude.
Yeah, 2016 was awful. I was like, 2017 will be better. 2017 was worse. So,
I enjoyed this year. It was a big year of change for me. It was good.
The last year I enjoyed was 2015.
Went on a lot of adventures this year.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I will also, like, it's funny, I agree with both of you. 2017 was a really fun year and had a lot of adventures to me.
Lots of highs and lows.
2015 was almost all highs. I was like, it was great. It started off
a bad thing happened in 2015 for me. I
Age of
loved
Ultron,
that year.
Force Awakens,
BIONICLE.
Really good year. And then and then stuff happened in 2016. I was like, oh, this is the most depressing year of my life, and it just got worse.
Yeah, 2016.
The second I join the company, everything goes to crap.
I think Prpl, you might be our bad luck charm, and I think it's I think that's why we're going to announce formally that you are being let go for the year 2018. We're going to start 2018 off right.
We're selling you off to Verizon.
Selling me off.
We're started off right.
YouTube personality trades. We've signed a contract for you with another
group. Our fantasy
group.
Personality team is being. We're trading you off if another.
The Destiny cast.
Wow.
We're trading you off for a less angsty color, like yellow or something.
Oh God, yellow's gross.
Wow. All right, it's that kind of negative.
That point.
That kind of negative comments that really ruined 2017.
A lot of Legos yellow purple. That's kind of offensive.
That was not a constructive comment.
I'm yellow. I'm kidding.
All right,
we gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here.
We got it. No,
back out
the plug. I'm John.
I'm Var.
I'm Prpl.
I'm Invi.
Yeah, we'll see you guys later. I expect you to say I'm the XX Trooper, Invi. You know that? I was waiting on you to do that.
I'm the XX Trooper. I make grilled cheese sandwiches.
Now we can end.
Grilled cheese is the only thing I know how to make.
My dad's
freaking Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Jokes the audience doesn't get.
Dude, I'm so upset that some of our best jokes never make it onto recordings. Like they're Star Wars jokes.
I know.
I am the last Jedi. I won't be the last Jedi. There will be more Jedi.
Everything you just said in that sentence was wrong. It is time.
It's time for the BrickFeed to end. This will be the last BrickFeed.
Goodbye.
Bye.